and welcome back to All-in Agile. It's great to have you here. I'm Bernie, one of your Agile aces, and as always, I'm joined by David. Today, we're talking about something every team thinks that they've nailed, but often struggle to put into practice: vision. Now, we're diving into what vision really means, not just for products, but for teams, goals, and the way we work together. Because let's be real, without a clear vision, you're just sprinting circles. So let's break it down. We have words like vision and goals tossed around all the time, but what do they actually mean for teams, David?
So I think a German politician once says, "If you have visions, go to a doctor."
Yeah, right. It was
And
Helmut Schmidt. That's true.
that that's definitely not the thing we're looking for. It's maybe a German or a German-speaking mindset, and that's very bad. It often makes my job or our job as HR coaches and as leaders very hard. So people often don't know what a vision is, and they have some negative connotations. How do you say it?
Yeah,
Negative
no, connotations is
connotations with it.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's very bad. And Scrum and Agile values really based on the fact that everyone is an expert on the one hand, but also everybody is inspired and motivated to work, and we have a vision, a product vision, for example, to work forwards.
Mm.
And it's really a keystone. And last episode we talked about the feature factory and how important it is to have a vision to have motivation and being inspired and go out and find a way out of the feature factory. And yeah, for me, it's one key aspect to have a product vision. And from the product vision, this is a guiding North Star maybe, often referred to. You can create your product goals, your sprint goals, and really have a purpose in your life. So that's a vision for me, to have a guiding North Star which shows you where you want to go and why it is important to go there. Bernie, what's your definition of vision?
Yeah, I very much concur. I think that a vision is already yeah, movement oriented. So it shows you, as you said, the North Star. It shows you already a direction. It's not a footpath. It's not even a map. It really is in the sky, but it goes into one direction rather than purpose. And I think it's good to clarify the two and make the distinction clear. A vision has already a targeted movement. And I think that Simon Wardley puts it very well in purpose. In is there a purpose of being or of doing, and then there's a purpose of movement, right? And this purpose of movement is already very much related to the vision, where you want to go. As you already mentioned, I think that I mean, newsflash for our dear listeners and watchers, we are Austrians. So yes, we have a culturally Germanic bias towards being visionless. But I think that having a vision is key, not only to any company. Generally speaking, the teams plus the product should have a vision as well. So I think it's high time we talked about vision on a very practical basis. And so, David, my question to you would be, what is most important to you if you could have only one of let's say the three, yeah, a team vision, a company vision, or a product vision? What would you prefer to
Yeah,
start
it's
with
a
first?
great point you're mentioning right now. So we encounter different kinds of visions, and we have
Mm,
different frameworks also, which need a vision as a basic concept to be able to function. Yeah? So, for example, company vision, of course, yeah, it's the purpose why the company exists and why the company is doing something good, yeah, for the world. Then we have the product vision. We also have the company vision referred in OKRs, for example. The product vision refers to why the product is doing something good for the world and is important or will be important sometime. And then we have also sprint goals and product goals, which should also be inspiring, and mini visions for the sprint and for the next major development process in the product development process,
Yeah.
right? And often people need their personal purpose and the personal vision as well. So uh,
Mm.
for me, it's totally different things, but they should all go hand in hand. So if your personal vision of your life and how you want to develop yourself and your life doesn't match with the product vision or with the company vision, that's a major issue. So then you are in the wrong company or in the wrong team. Same goes for the product vision versus the company vision. If you have a product vision which is here to, I don't know, to create wealth, but you are in a non-profit organization, that's a
Yeah.
problem. So
Yeah.
I
I
would not
think
like
that. Yeah.
to answer
Yeah.
the question.
Yeah.
That's my
I
answer.
can tell. I can tell. No, yeah.
It should go hand in hand. Yeah,
Yeah. And I think that's such a good concept that you've raised, and I think you've hit the nail on the head. The thing is that vision is firstly different levels, right? There's so many different levels of vision. Secondly, it's such an elusive concept. Yeah, a vision can be anything and everything if you want, but goals are very concrete. So on the one hand, it's a very elusive concept, but it definitely is not, or it shouldn't contradict goals, very concrete goals, and even visions can't contradict or shouldn't contradict each other. So it's tough, and I think this is where the natural aversion of management comes from against vision, because it doesn't solve a problem in a
yeah,
direct
true.
sense, right? It rather points you in the direction of it's a statement of what you want to achieve with your team, your company, with yourself, da di da di da. And it has to have a clear connection, I think, especially for management, to goals.
Yeah,
Goals cannot contradict a vision, and vision should be always present when formulating goals. Then it makes sense to also discuss vision regularly. By the way, one statement: vision should never be static. Nothing is static. A vision can change, right? You
true,
mentioned
true.
non-profit and profit. If if you maybe are in a point in your life where you need to create money, and that's really important to you for other things, that's fine. Maybe then you have enough money, and then the vision changes as well. So let's get rid of that notion that vision should be
Yeah, and
end all be all.
that's one. So you had so many good points now. Yeah. So money, for example, money can never be a vision.
That's true, right?
Having money is no mission, no mission, no vision.
Yeah.
And goals should not contradict the vision. And management has often a problem with vision. Yeah. That's also such a good point you just made. And often the problem, yeah, because
Mm.
it's easy to act on goals, but it's hard to act on the vision.
Yeah.
And so maybe Barry, you can bring some light into the topic.
Yeah.
What would you say is the difference between a vision, a mission, and goals? And
Right. Yeah.
how are they connected? That would be
Yeah,
my question to
yeah,
you.
yeah. Now, thank you. As you see, I am very passionate about the topic. Now, a vision is let's say our North Star, right? This is the highest level that we can have in terms of a yeah orientation. The mission is very concrete already. It has a clear connection to the vision, cannot contradict upwards, but on the other hand, shows very concretely how we want to bring this vision into the world, not on a goal level, by the way. So, not with KPIs, not on a quantitative level, but still we make certain assumptions about what we want to do. So, this is, as you already mentioned, money or getting money is not a vision, right? Money is an end, a means to an end. So, if we want to, for example, yeah, create the best products, that's already, I think, very closely mission related, because if the vision behind that would be we want to be the most innovative company in our field, for
Yeah,
instance, right?
true.
And then the mission would be we want to create products in, let's say, a certain range in
Or let's
innovation.
stay at the money
Yeah,
example.
okay.
Yeah? So making money is not a vision. Yeah, making money to end polio and to end
That's
suffering
good.
with polio, that's a great vision. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we want to end polio and want to end suffering with this disease. That's a great vision. Yeah? A
Yeah.
good mission could be to focus on a region or to focus on a certain aspect, and
Mhm.
a means to go there is making money. Yeah? To do
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the concrete goal would be, for instance, then to stay with your example, to have research in a certain polio aspect boosted in the next year, let's say 35% or so. Right? This would be then the goal. So the goal doesn't contradict the mission, doesn't contradict the vision. It's all clear, and it can be. I think that's the real hard test for any vision, mission, and goal. Is first, is it's transparent to everybody in the company. This is the one that managers usually hate if you bring that up. And secondly, I like to present goals, team goals, and company goals as well in hiring situations. Firstly, because it's a really good denominator if this person has personal goals that
Yes,
align,
yes.
right? And secondly, it's also if I can see a puzzled face and it's not self-explanatory, probably we need to work on the vision, right?
Yeah, but
If it's not self-explanatory.
the fun thing is, it's funny that you bring it up. The fun thing is, it also works in the opposite around. Yeah? So one of
Yeah.
my first interview questions, and I had tons of interviews,
Mhm.
maybe even more than 200 interviews I
Mhm.
already
Mhm.
had as an interviewer, job interviews. And one of my major thing I often ask is why? Why are you doing this job?
Yeah.
Why do you apply?
Yeah.
Why? Who are you, and why are you doing this? What
Exactly.
motivates you? And that's if these things don't match, yeah, the company vision and the vision why we need this role and why the person wants to do it, then it's often not a match. So
Yeah. True.
and
Definitely.
and another thing you said is also so nice, yeah, because you often refer to management and having problems with the
True.
vision, and you can observe with vision they have really much problems. With missions they can go with them often. They understand
Yeah.
why we need them, and then with goals that's a no-brainer. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
like goals. So it's
Yeah.
also
It's
nice to
yeah.
observe that.
That's so true, and I don't want to diss management, right? Don't get me wrong, but I think that it's often really, really tough for them in their mindset that is very KPI driven, very goal oriented, very focused mainly on the main quarters, especially if we're talking stock traded companies, to then have that
Yeah.
elusive concept above, and that's why it's sadly often relegated to HR. Honestly, to create vision, to create mission, and focus that into the company culture. And this is if you want to phrase it positively, an aspect of company building and culture building that is often relegated to bottom up, even in non-agile working companies. And I think it's sorely missing some top-down aspect as well, because as the saying goes, right, what is a CEO but vision on legs? And this, I think, is really,
And see,
really crucial.
that's why I'm an HR coach and I'm in the HR league, yeah, if you want to say
Yeah,
it like that, because I was a stupid manager, and I really
yeah,
can say that. So I
yeah,
was visionless. I was exactly the kind of manager you just described, and it helped me so much to go into this HR world and understand it. And I'm 100% sure that I would be a better manager, a better team lead, a better department lead when I started now. That's exactly the points I was missing, and that's my journey, my personal
yeah,
journey. And right now, if exactly as you said it, I would start with the vision. If I'm in a leadership position, in a CEO position, or something like that, I would start with the vision and with the mission, because that's important, and
right.
that's the groundwork you need.
Yeah. And it also makes, I think, your life a lot easier, because a lot of discussions that are dead end discussions can be resolved by coming back to why are we doing this?
It's a
It's
filter.
not abstract. Yeah, it's not abstract at all. It's very, very on the money. But yeah, so vision building, especially in teams, can be extremely beneficial also on productivity. because it focuses everybody around one main goal, and one direction. And what I do think is, to come back to the hiring situation, it helps onboarding so much.
Yes,
It really
definitely.
makes integration into social processes a lot easier.
And we are all people, right? So
Oh,
the social life in the company is very important, even though some managers don't like to deal with that topic.
yeah,
But it's one major part. Um, I don't know how. What does the time say? Should we
yeah.
wrap it up?
Yeah, we
So
can definitely wrap up that this session. I just wanted to ask you, what do you think is a tangible, because we already discussed that it's such an elusive concept, vision. How would you, or can you give a concrete example, a concrete tip to any agile coach or scrum master out there? How can you tackle the question of missing vision in a team, let's say?
um, so there are different tools you can use. If you are a product owner, for example, there's a great tool. Uh, we have to add the source. I'm not sure about
Yeah,
100% sure about the
let's
source,
put it in the show
but
notes.
there's one great guy. I think he's from Germany, and he created the product vision canvas.
Yeah,
And maybe you know it, Benny.
yeah, yeah.
It's not directly in my mind now who was creating it, but this product vision canvas really helps you. It's really helpful because you have some quadrants you fill out. So
Roman
who are the
Pichler.
customers? Yeah, Roman Pichler. Yeah, he's a great guy. So
Yeah.
who are the customers? What are the user needs? What is the product value proposition? What are major competitors? So you fill out all this stuff below and get a feeling about the product you want to create. And you condense all these different things and this very important USP you want to create. You condense it into a product vision, and there are different kind of ways how you can formulate the product vision, and the you want to check it. In the end, you want to check it, and what is leadership if it's not creating an inspiring vision and using your leadership to inspire the people, and that's the check you make at the end. Is it
Mhm.
inspiring, and does it explain why we are doing it? And this is my rule of thumb, how you want to do it. What's your takeaway? What's
Yeah.
your thought?
Yeah, I mean, building upon what you just said, very, very good to start off with a product vision canvas, or team vision canvas, if also you can adapt it in that way. But to build upon it, it's static, right? The canvas itself doesn't move. So if you want to strategize the canvas itself, I can only recommend Wardley Mapping. It's a really, really easy way of strategizing, and dynamically shifting where the vision is currently and where it should be, and how it affects team processes, individual processes, and especially the product vision. So I think in combination, both tools can really help you either as a PO, as a software engineer, or a Scrum Master alike. Now, we will hand all of these points that we just discussed in the show notes, of course. David, I think we will wrap it up for today, if that's fine for you. And yeah, that's a wrap for a visionary episode of All-in Agile. Thanks for spending some time with us. Hopefully, you're leaving with a clearer sense of how vision and goals can guide your team towards more meaningful work. If you found this helpful, why not share it with your team, or bring it up in the next retro? You never know what kind of spark it might ignite. And hey, don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. We've got plenty more agile insights and probably a few rants again coming your way. Until next time, keep it simple, keep it agile, and keep aiming for that shared vision. See you soon.
Bye bye. See you soon.